I just want to take another moment. These are the folks including Lisa Reddy, who is not with us today, but she is holding sacred space for us at home as we are praying for her in her recovery. Yes. Unity is all about prayer. Myrtle Fillmore, over 100 years ago, found that affirmative prayer. She healed herself by knowing that she is a child of God, therefore she does not inherit sickness. And because of that, this entire movement began to develop and move. So the very foundation on which we live and work is prayer. And when people sign up to say, I'll be a prayer chaplain, I'll take the training, I'll dive deep in my own life, is a powerful responsibility and a blessing for all ministries. And I just have to say, here's the associate minister, Reverend Barbara, and myself, and look what we are blessed with as far as a spiritual care team that holds sacred space for us all the time. So please get to know them, reach out to them, and thank you all for the service, because we can't do what we do without you. You are here to serve as we are. So thank you. What a wonderful day. We thought it would be a great time to introduce not only what is a spiritual care team. You might have all sorts of definitions of it. What does that look like? What does that mean? Do you run to someone's house when they're in need, perhaps, sometimes, right? Do you help people out? Do you give rides? Absolutely, that makes sense. But also holding the sacred space and what that actually looks like and means. We have chaplains that do one-on-one prayers and make prayer calls. And some of you may be interested going, I want to know more about that. Because what I would say, Reverend Barbara, what would you say, is when you go into being a prayer chaplain or doing that deeper prayer work, something else opens up from being a community member, a congregant, but the diving deeper. What was it for you when you first dove into affirmative prayer beyond the Amazon package laying at the door because you knew it was there? What was that like for you?
It was life transformative, absolutely. I knew nothing about metaphysics at all. It wasn't even a word I don't think I understood. And then I came in through Agape, Reverend Michael Beckwith's church. And the moment I walked in there, I didn't understand a word he was saying. First of all, he threw his head back and talked 100 miles an hour. I had no idea. But something hit home. And I thought, I've got to come back here. Look at the way they're praying. They're praying to a God within, not a punishing God. I was in such awe. I just knew no matter what. In fact, they were offering a class, Reverend Doug, and they said that you needed a qualifying class to get into the class. And I went up and I said, I will sweep the floor. I will make coffee. I will set up chairs. I will never say a word, but I have to be in that class and just sit there. I have to know more. And that is the truth. And they finally said yes, and I did just that. Cleaned coffee pots, did whatever was necessary, because something within me thought, you're home. This is truth. This is Jesus' message.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. And I know that for each one of you, it's been a different experience or a different story. I want to read something that Lisa Reddy, who's not with us today, I asked her the other day. I said, Lisa, when you get ready for prayer, someone comes to you for prayer, I said, what's your practice? She said, well, first I have to become centered. And I said, what's your centering practice? Because we all have one, don't we? We love to go to the Myrtle Fillmore room now and just sit and become still. And she said it's from Martha Smock, one of the original writers at Unity. It's called Child of Light Prayer, and she shared this with me. And this is what she says over and over again on behalf of individuals and our entire community. Child of light, I bless you. I think of you. I pray for you. Not in terms of what I think you need or what I think you should do or be or express. I lift up my thought about you. I catch a new vision of you. I see you guided and directed by an inward spirit that leads you unerringly into the path that is right for you. I see you strong and whole. I see you blessed and prospered. I see you courageous and confident. I see you capable and successful. I see you free from limitation or bondage of any kind. I see you as the spiritually perfect being you are, child of light. I bless you. And that's her grounding prayer before she begins any practice. And I thought that was a beautiful thing to share this morning. Sandra, as spiritual care team lead, Sandra is right now currently, and those rotate. When you first found affirmative prayer and became part of the team, what was it? Was there a minister? Was there a message? Was there a book? What was it for you in this ministry?
Well, I always tell everybody that Unity on Greenville is my only Unity church. So I came here.
Is Sandra's mic on?
Is it on? Switch. Okay.
Let's just see. I want to make sure everyone can hear you there.
Oh, maybe it's not turned on. There we go. Is that better?
There she goes. Okay.
All right. Well, I came here in 1979, and this is my only Unity church. And I was raised in a church, as Reverend Barbara was talking, where all my prayers were memorized, and everyone spoke together, and everyone spoke prayers together. And I remember coming here and hearing people pray, and people that I prayed with, or people who would pray during service. And I thought, how do they pray like that? Where are those words coming from? And I thought, I want to learn how to pray this way. And so it took practice, and I realized the way that we pray here at Unity. We don't pray from our head. We pray from our heart. And it's practice. And that's one of the reasons why I joined the spiritual care team, was I wanted to practice. Good. And I wanted to learn.
Thank you. Thank you. And Judy, I know, if you'll pass the mic down here. Judy, I know you've been a part of Unity on Greenville for quite some time, right? And this has been a big part of your life as keeper of the flame and prayer chaplain in different ways. Was there a particular way in which you ground yourself, or how do you prepare for prayer?
I came here in 2015, and I had to learn about affirmative prayer. And as Sandra said, it's an ongoing process, but it helps me to be grounded by utilizing the tools that I've learned through Unity's teachings. Also, I try to go to a quiet place, be still, go within, relax, and go through the 5 steps of the affirmative prayer.
The 5-step prayer process. Did you know there was a 5-step prayer process? How many know about that? They've taken classes for. Yeah, that's kind of a formula, so to speak, of really bringing you into that practice place, so we're not just jumping right in. It's very, very busy, but we can stop and go into that place anytime we choose.
Exactly.
And how has it supported you to be a part of a community and really to pray with others?
It's been extremely fulfilling and helped me in my spiritual growth to pray with others, for others, and also just for myself as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Reverend Barbara, when you're thinking about a scripture or a book or a teacher, what guides you, or what was kind of the light bulb moment per se that was some particular area of your life that you knew prayer was different, and you knew it was a teacher or a scripture or a book that you found? Was there something that comes to mind?
Well, of course, I came out of Centers for Spiritual Living, and I think that their statement at the end of their purpose statement was simply, "We are here for God." And I wanted that so much. And I didn't know how to get there because I was still begging something outside of myself. And then also the song "Use Me." It never occurred to me I could use God for all of my prayers, and that's how I was raised. But that God could use me, and that God could need me to be its light in the world. It changed everything for me. It gave me value, not from an ego point, but from the fact that I am here for God. I am here for good. And I wanted that more than anything else. Does that help?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Does that help? Yeah. Vivian, when you think about a core belief system for you as a prayer chaplain, Vivian's also one of our prayer chaplains, when you think about becoming grounded, or whatever words you may use, what gives you that groundedness to be able to pray with others?
I don't think this is working.
It's on.
It wasn't working when Julia, when Julia was. I was blessed to be given, called to write a book.
Mm.
And my book is based on 3 lessons from A Course in Miracles. It took me 15 years to write my book. I promise it'll be out next month. But because it's based on the course, and the course is so hard, and I was blessed to be able to come and take the course right here for years.
Mm.
And so I really did not understand prayer. And so I studied what A Course in Miracles says about prayer. And the one thing that moved me was true prayer must avoid the pitfall of asking to entreat. Ask rather to receive what is already given, to accept what is already there. Well, really, that is what the spiritual journey is about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what unity is really about. Unity with God's mind, with God's plan, with God's will, with God's kingdom of good. So I use the Lord's Prayer from A Course in Miracles. And at the end it says, and let us receive only what you have given, and accept but this into the minds which you created and which you love. And when we're able to do that, we're healed. And that's what that's why we're all here today.
Yes. Yeah, it is a divine calling. For each one of us, something said, I think I'm going to go today. Something says, I think I'm going to be a part of a team. Something says, and that's that co-creative aspect that's really important as a part of unity. It's a co-creation. It's a partnering. It's becoming the vessel. Does the vessel make sense to all of you? To becoming the vessel. So it's not my thoughts, because our thoughts have limitations. We are limited as our beings, but we are spiritual beings also in this experience. Thank you, Vivian. Raina, is there and Raina, for all those of you who don't know, Raina has a divine miracle in action when she creates desserts. So we know when she creates a cake or a pie or a treat, prayer is going into it too, because it's part of who you are. So is there a particular practice for you or maybe it's a practice and a called to be on the team, but also a practice for you to become grounded and centered when you're called to pray?
For me, I really have to remember to breathe. All the time I'm holding my breath. So just remembering to take a few deep breaths really gets me grounded.
Yeah.
I visualize light. So when I'm being keeper of the flame or praying, just visualizing light around myself and whoever I'm praying for, and I expand it to be really the whole earth. That's every morning when I wake up, I do a visualization of the whole earth surrounded in light and divine love and peace. So that's kind of where I go to get centered. And then, when I'm actually praying, it is very different. Growing up Baptist, it was very begging. If I can be good enough, God will do this for me. But here, it's really not asking God to intervene, but knowing that God is already there and visualizing the highest and best. And I don't know what that might look like. It might not be exactly what someone is asking for, I'm asking for, but knowing that God is already there and that the highest and best is coming, even if we can't see all the details or know exactly why it's unfolding in the way that it is.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, when we hold the highest and best, it may not always be rainbows and sunshine, right? but it is the highest and best. And I know we didn't talk about it, but I also want to say I can only imagine, Raina's also a veterinarian, so I can only imagine the beautiful groundedness you have as you care for these beautiful creatures that are part of our planet too. So I know that goes into your practice as well. Yeah. So wonderful cats being blessed and desserts being blessed and our community. Yeah, what a blessing, right? Bristol, when you think about prayer practice or becoming grounded, affirmative prayer, a teacher, what guides you in those categories, in those areas?
Well, a lot of it is intuition
Mm-hmm.
and feeling. For me, my practice sort of incorporates a lot of different things. Um, I've been into Tai Chi and the martial arts, and I still participate in the Tai Chi as a part of my spiritual life. And meditation, I always do a deep meditation before I pray. I have an altar at home, and I just, I'll meditate for a while. And then I pull out, lists or cards or anything that I have, notes of people who, need prayer. And I dig into that. And it really takes practice. It really takes practice. I feel like I'm learning all the time when I say a prayer. It's always a learning experience. These little things, these tweaks that come up that help you to go deeper and focus on the prayer and be, absolutely oblivious to other things. And that's quite an art. I haven't mastered it yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What I keep hearing is I hear the word practice a lot. Of course, it's always practice. We're always doing that. And speaking of Bristol being called, what actually called you to say, yeah, I want to be on that team?
It's funny. When I first came to Unity here on Greenville, I knew before I was a member that I wanted to be part of the spiritual care team. It's just me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to do it right away, but I knew right away that at some point I would be on the spiritual care team because it's just so who I am that, like I said before, I became a member.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no regrets. I have no regrets. It's a wonderful place to be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I hope what you're all hearing also, it's a place of service. It's a place of service for a greater whole. I think sometimes people often see, well, there's a prayer chaplain because there's something tragic that's happened, so a chaplain goes. How many of you have ever been in a hospital setting? I've been a prayer chaplain in a hospital setting, and there's something typically awry or nervous or anxiety going, so you're going to hold that space or pray with someone. Or maybe someone's going in for a routine surgery or procedure and you pray with someone. And this is that, and it's also bigger because every one of you, visitors or members, are always held in prayer and divine light. The membership list is actually divided up between prayer chaplains, that people are holding space over those names, knowing those beautiful blessings for whatever may be occurring, whether it's spoken or unspoken in each person's life. It's something really beautiful to know that you have a team behind you, wherever you may be, whoever you may be, wherever you come from. Sandra, as you considered becoming like prayer chaplain lead, stepping into that role, and as you continue to serve, and I know service is a big place for you in your life, what continues to guide you to be a part and stay a part of something like this? Because I'm sure at times there's heaviness too.
Well, I know I'm not alone is one of the things that helps me to continue to do this. I know that as a team, we can all depend on each other. One of the things that we talk about in training is if we feel that we need prayer, then we always can ask for prayer. Or if we need help in praying with someone who has asked for prayer and we can't find that place to do it, we know we have a team member. So we're a team and we support each other, which I think is a wonderful feeling. Also, I want to encourage the use of silent unity,
Absolutely.
because whenever I am preparing to pray with the congregants who are on my list to pray with, I always call silent unity first. It's my grounding. And when I need a prayer, I call silent unity 24/7. You can call them in the middle of the night. If you wake up and you need a prayer, they're available to you. So that's one of the things that really helps me, is knowing that I can receive a prayer whenever I need it. And so that's been something that has helped me feel that I can be a leader, because I know I have a team that are very dependable and very strong.
Thank you for sharing that resource. How many are aware of Silent Unity? Just show of hands. 1-800-NOW-PRAY. What a good idea is just to put it in your phone. 24 hours, 7 days a week for over 120 years. Since Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, began writing letters to people that were in need of prayer, and they kept asking her, how are you having this healing? What's going on? And she would redirect the letters into saying, you can do this too. And where was she getting that message from? Where did that message come from? These things I do, you can do too. Does that sound familiar? Because Myrtle Fillmore, as we all know, reserved a chair for the Spirit of Jesus Christ, because that was her way shower, that was her teacher. And that chair, she said that helped her remember that she could do this also. So she began to pray with others, and people wanted to know more and more, so they met in groups. And then prayer chaplains were formed, and teachings and study groups. And now here we are in a space that's been here for more than 100 years at Unity on Greenville, still talking about the tradition of affirmative prayer. It's quite beautiful to be a part of such a lineage, isn't it? Anyone else feeling called to share anything about prayer in particular? Reverend Barbara?
Well, I don't always call Silent Unity, but I email them all the time. And they write the most beautiful letters back. So I bet I write to Silent Unity, email them 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I just know then that I have others that, so to speak, have my back all the time, 24 hours a day. And it's a marvelous feeling. And again, that feeling, I'm not alone. You know, you never walk alone, as the song goes, because we have this fellowship or this magnificent spiritual teaching that is always with us. And we practice the presence of Jesus with us. You know, it's just a wonderful, as I say, I came out of Centers for Spiritual Living, and I started to speak here about 2 years ago. But Unity offered something different. And I love Unity so much. And I love the idea of calling the World Ministry of Prayer. I think so much of my life I felt alone, and I'm not alone anymore. Even though I may live alone, I am not alone. I have a prayer team all over the country, the world, that is supporting me. And I can easily give my loved one, or whatever the situation is, not only in my prayer, but to know others are praying. And, you know, Emerson said, true prayer is never beseeching or begging God for anything, but it's holding that person or that event from highest possibility. So may I share one thing?
Absolutely.
Oh, see, he's always afraid I'm going to talk too long. I always kid him. He's so good. But my granddaughter was engaged to a very lovely man. We all loved him, blah, blah, blah. And the engagement broke. And there was a lot of sadness on both of their parts. And my heart went out to her because I love her so dearly. But then the thought came immediately, then there's something better coming along. God's got her. God's got him, the whole situation. And if it's meant to be, this is a synchronistic universe. It will work out one way or the other. And if it's not, then holding that high watch that there's something better coming along for both of them. Many years ago, I would have gone into such a depression. Oh, her heart's broken. She got a dress. And I go, the drama, I don't take that drama anymore. Something better is coming along. If we have a God that's everywhere present, part of who and what we are, the very essence, then something's always going to be good, no matter how the appearance looks.
Yes.
Something good will come of this. God is good. And whether we say the grand operational design, however we want this universal present, it is good and it is for us. And when things go downhill, then we just have to know that there is a power and presence that will raise that, and we hold that faith. We hold these truths to be self-evident, so to speak, that something wonderful is going to happen here. If God is there, good is there. And I just wait to watch it unfold. And again, not that I don't embrace my granddaughter, and not that I don't say, oh, good, sweetheart, I'm just so glad you broke up, because I know, oh, my Lord, no. I can sympathize and empathize, because my heart was hurting too. I had already gotten my dress. I mean, let's face it. But the truth of it is, I have to know something better is at play here. Because if God is all there is, then there is good. Maybe not the world as it knows it, but there's a higher echelon taking place. And that's what we believe in unity.
One presence,
One power,
and it is good. Absolutely.
All the time.
All the time, because when we see that we've all grown in a world of duality. And when we see this one presence, one power, nothing and no one can be against us. Shifting our thinking, changing our thoughts, that's part of our spiritual principles. I'd like to just, Sandra's going to say something, but I'd like to just go down the row as we wrap up, and just one word that describes, I'm part of a spiritual care team, I'm part of a prayer team, is, fill in the blank there. Reverend Barbara? And then we'll just go down the row.
Oh, I was thinking about something else.
Ah,
I thought
preach part 2.
Preach part 2. Say again the question.
Being a part of a prayer team, being a part of a spiritual prayer practice and a prayer team is what? One word, if you were going to sum it up.
My
3
life.
words is good.
How about 2? We'll compromise. My life. That is who I am.
My life. Beautiful. Sandra?
Compassion with yourself and
Beautiful.
others.
Beautiful. Bristol?
Divine love shining.
Beautiful.
Truth.
Beautiful.
Making the world a better place.
We are all one.
And I would say it's just expanding gratitude all the time, regardless of what it looks like. Lifting our hearts in gratitude. A gratitude stone. Now, isn't that something? She's holding a gratitude stone while she's been sitting here. That's beautiful. I didn't even peek. Yes. Yes, Reverend Barbara has a question. For everyone. Yeah.
Well, for us, and if you all have a question too, but when I came into Unity, we had a little different practice. We had practitioners, and this is a little different. It's the same focus, but they were using the word sacred space.
Mm-hmm.
And could we elaborate in case anybody is not aware of exactly what holding sacred space is? And that's what these beautiful keepers of our flame do every Sunday. When you see them in back with their eyes closed through the whole service, they are holding sacred space.
Yeah.
Could you
Raina,
explain?
yeah, Raina, when you're holding sacred space, just for instance, keeper of the flame, what is holding sacred space?
It's really kind of a meditative state, but I visualize light. Again, I'm a light person. I visualize light surrounding the entire sanctuary, and I expand it out from there, and then go to the community, the state, the nation, until it's around the entire earth, so no
Yes.
one is left out.
Beyond
And-
the walls.
Yes, and I do that, and it's not just here. If I have jury duty and I'm in a court building where there might be some stuff going on, I hold sacred space there. If I'm in a medical office and I know people are hearing things and may need some support, I just hold sacred space. So it's just really surrounding them in the light and holding them for the highest and the best.
Beautifully, beautifully said. Thank you. Beyond the walls, beyond the walls. And what I would also say to that is, people often say they come into our sanctuary and it just feels good. I was working with some people in the community outside the other day. They came in for the very first time. Had never walked in here. We were doing some power washing. We're doing some work around the church. And they stopped in here and just stopped and said, "Oh, this feels good." I hear that so often, don't you all? Don't you all feel it yourselves? It feels good. That is the vibrational energy of the prayers over the years that's holding sacred space, that's palpable and alive. Would you all mind giving a moment of applause and celebration for these beautiful people that celebrate and hold space for you every single day, not just on Sunday? Thank you all. Thank you all.